Welcome back to Royal Saga, your premier destination for exclusive stories from the Spanish monarchy, British royalty, and royal families across the globe. If you've been with us, you know we follow Princess Leonor's journey as she prepares to become Spain's queen. And if you're new here, subscribe right now because Princess Leonor just did it again, and this time, even her harshest critics are impressed. Princess Leonor of Spain has earned a reputation for never putting a foot wrong, and this week at a NATO diplomatic summit in Brussels, she once again proved why Spanish media calls her the princess who never makes mistakes. But here's what has everyone talking. Leonor wasn't even supposed to speak at this summit, she was attending as an observer alongside her father King Felipe. But when a technical issue delayed the scheduled Spanish representative's presentation, Leonor was asked if she could step in with just 15 minutes notice. What she did next, delivering a comprehensive, articulate presentation about Spain's defense commitments entirely from memory, in 3 languages, switching between Spanish, English, and French depending on her audience, left NATO officials stunned. One Belgian diplomat was overheard saying, "She's 20 years old and more composed than diplomats with 30 years experience. Stay until the end," because what King Felipe allegedly said to Leonor immediately after her presentation, and why Queen Letizia was reportedly so emotional that she had to step away briefly, will show you the immense pressure this young woman carries and how she somehow makes it look effortless every single time. Let's establish what happened at the NATO summit. Princess Leonor was scheduled to attend as part of her ongoing education in diplomatic protocol and international relations. As future queen, she needs to understand Spain's role in NATO, its defense commitments, and how international diplomatic forums function. She was there to observe and learn, not to participate actively. The summit was focused on European defense cooperation, and Spain's foreign affairs representative was scheduled to give a 20-minute presentation about Spain's military contributions to NATO operations and its position on various security issues. But approximately 30 minutes before the scheduled presentation, technical difficulties with the representative's presentation materials created a problem. According to sources present at the summit, Spanish officials were scrambling to solve the technical issues when someone, reportedly King Felipe himself, suggested that Princess Leonor could deliver the key points of Spain's position verbally while the technical problems were being resolved. This would maintain Spain's scheduled slot and prevent awkward delays. Leonor was given approximately 15 minutes to prepare. According to witnesses, she stepped aside with a small team of Spanish diplomatic staff, reviewed the main talking points, asked several clarifying questions, and then indicated she was ready. What followed impressed everyone in the room. Leonor delivered a 12-minute presentation covering Spain's military commitments to NATO, its contributions to peacekeeping operations, its position on emerging security threats including cyber warfare and energy security, and its commitment to the 2% GDP defense spending target. She spoke primarily in English, as that's the working language of NATO, but switched to Spanish when making specific points about Spain's national security strategy, and used French when directly addressing French and Belgian officials about collaborative operations. The transitions between languages were seamless and natural. But what really impressed observers wasn't just the language ability, it was the substance. Leonor demonstrated detailed knowledge of complex defense issues. She cited specific operations, referenced recent policy decisions, and spoke with the kind of authority that typically comes only from extensive preparation or deep familiarity with the material. General François Lecointre, a senior French military official present at the summit, told Le Figaro, "I've attended hundreds of these presentations. Most are read from scripts." Princess Leonor spoke as though she'd been studying these issues for years. Her understanding of both strategic and technical details was remarkable. A NATO spokesperson later confirmed to Spanish media that Princess Leonor's presentation was highly professional and substantively impressive. What makes this particularly notable is that this is far from the first time Leonor has stepped up in unexpected situations. In March, at a university symposium, she delivered an impromptu speech when a keynote speaker's flight was delayed. In June, at a cultural event, she conducted a diplomatic conversation entirely in Catalan to put Catalonian officials at ease. And now this. Spanish media has been documenting what they call Leonor's moments of excellence, situations where she's tested unexpectedly and consistently exceeds expectations. The pattern is remarkable. She never seems rattled, never appears unprepared, never makes a mistake that becomes a story. But according to sources close to the Spanish royal household, this perfection comes at a cost. Leonor's preparation for each public appearance is exhaustive. She studies briefing materials for hours. She practices speeches repeatedly. She anticipates scenarios that might go wrong and prepares contingencies. One palace source told El País, "People see perfection and think it's natural. They don't see the hours of preparation behind every appearance." Leonor works harder than anyone realizes. After the NATO presentation, King Felipe reportedly took Leonor aside privately. According to sources who heard about the conversation secondhand, Felipe told her something along the lines of, "I'm proud of what you did today, but I'm more proud of who you're becoming. Just remember, you don't have to be perfect every single time. It's okay to be human." Queen Letitia's emotional reaction was reportedly more complex. According to sources, Letizia was proud of Leonor's performance but also concerned about the pressure her daughter is under. Letizia apparently stepped away briefly to compose herself, and when asked if she was okay, she reportedly said, "I just want her to be happy, not just perfect." But here's what almost no one knows. Later that evening, after all the official events were over, Leonor had a private conversation with her younger sister Infanta Sofia via video call. And what Leonor apparently confided to Sofia about the pressure she feels, the fear of making a mistake, and the exhaustion of maintaining this image of perfection, reveals a side of the flawless princess that the public never sees. Before I reveal what Leonor told Sofia about the real cost of being the princess who never makes mistakes, and why she's starting to question whether perfection is sustainable, hit that subscribe button. This is the pressure behind the poise. Drop a comment. Is the pressure on Leonor too much? Here's what Leonor confided to her sister, why she's feeling the weight more than ever, and what this reveals about the impossible standards placed on future queens. This is the human behind the perfection.